Today we'll be talking about an interesting topic, which is adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner is one of the types of adverb that we have, and we use it to tell us how something happened, how something happens, or how something is done. If you say that the lady sings, the question is, how does she sing? The lady walked. How did he walk? The adverb that answers this question is called adverb of manner. How do we create or how do we form adverb of manners? They are generally formed by adding ly to what? To adjectives. We form them by adding ly to adjective. For example, we form them by adding ly to adjectives. For example, she is a beautiful singer. Beautiful is an adjective there. Beautiful is an adjective there. And then because you ask yourself, what kind of singer is she? She is a beautiful singer. It describes the noun singer. But if you say she sings beautifully, at that point now, beautifully is now an adverb. Then you are going to ask yourself, how does she sing? You can see it answers the question how. How does she sing? She sings beautifully. Another example is this: he is a slow worker. He's a slow worker. The question is, what kind of walker is he? Slow. If you now say he walks slowly, the question is, how does he walk? He speak quietly. He speaks loudly. He's saying, no, how do I speak and how does he speak? Okay. Then we've already identified how we form it. So it's just about repetition for us to have more explanation and more understanding of it. Most adverbs of manner are formed by adding ly to the word, to the adjective. You can say they are formed by adding ly to the adjective. If you cannot buy adjective, you can go through my YouTube channel to check my videos on adjective. So bad here is an adjective and badly is a verb, is an adverb. Careful here is an adjective, carefully is an adverb. Easy here is an adjective, easily is what? Is an adverb. Let's look at further sentence examples. Further sentence examples. A tortoise moves slowly. The question is, how does the tortoise move? How does the tortoise move? It moves slowly. Do you understand? It's what is describing this move. She sings beautifully. How does she sing? Beautifully. My dad sneezes noisily. How does my dad sneeze? It's what? Noisily. Remember, the reason why I'm using does, if you go back to our verb, if for instance the question is, the sentence is, if for instance the sentence is the tortoise moved slowly, right? This is past tense, right? It's a past tense. The question this sentence answer is what? How? The question that is slowly answered there is, how did the tortoise move? Remember, because it is past, but because this one is what? But because this one is present tense, that's why we are saying how does. Then horses can run quickly. This quickly is describing run. I can play the piano badly. My sister dresses stylishly. I do hope you understand that. Adjectives already ends in ly. We can give it an adverbial function by simply using it in an adverbial prepositional phrase. For instance, they play in a lively manner. Do you understand? Please arrive in a timely manner, instead of just saying they play in a lively or please arrive in a lively. No, no, no. Please take note of that. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about is irregular adverbs of manner. Irregular adverbs of manner. Some adverbs aren't formed by just adding ly to the adjective. Yes, you just have to take note of that. The English language rule is not just a rule, it's for every rule sometimes there is an exception. So, for example, good and well. This adverb is totally different from the adjective. The adverb is good while the adjective is good while the adverb is well. He is doing well. You don't say he is doing good. Do you understand? But you say he's a good boy. You do not say he's a well boy. Straight, straight. This one, the adverb is the same as the adjective, but the way you are going to use it is different. Early, early. So you do not add ly to early again. You do not need to add another ly to early. No, please take note of that. Let's look at example. It's dangerous to drive fast. Chris often arrives late. You do not say it's dangerous to drive fastly. No, fast. Chris often arrives late. The job didn't last long. You don't say the job didn't last longly. No. John always studies hard. How does John study hard? Do you understand that? Let me explain more in the next slide. Now, irregular adverbs is telling us the exceptions to the general rules of adverb that we know, which is adding ly to adjectives. Like I've mentioned, this is the explanation for that example of straight, fast, and hard. There are some adjectives that they remain the same. It's something like this adjective. You can see straight, fast, hard. Like the example we given above, he drives fast, he studies hard. You don't say hardly. Now, the adjective wrong can become wrongly or simply remain wrong. Both are acceptable. Please take note. Both wrong and wrongly are acceptable. However, wrong as an adverb must come after the verb it modifies. For example, I guessed wrong. How did I guess? So this is the verb that wrong is modifying. Or he filled out the form wrong. Do you understand? But wrongly can be used both before. Please take note. Wrongly can be used both before or after the words is modified, as in is wrongly accused, that is right, or he judged wrongly. You can see that here now wrongly is coming before accused, and here now wrongly is coming after judged. So both are correct, but wrong, it is wrong to say I wrong guessed. Do you understand? Now let me explain. So please take note of that. Finally, well is the irregular adverb of good, but well can be used as an can be used as an adjective too. And say he is doing well. Do you understand? Here now, well is an adverb because it's telling us how is he doing. Do you understand? Well is an adverb here. You cannot say he is doing good. That is wrong. Can't say that. But you can say he is good. How is he? How is he doing? He is good. So that's here. Good here is an adjective. And remember, they said that well can be an adjective because you can say, how is he? He is well. He is well. So where here is also an adjective. Okay. Topic we are going to be talking about under adverb of manner are adverbs with the same form as the adjectives. Some adjectives have more than one meaning. In these cases, the equivalent adverb is often formed differently depending on the meaning of the adjective. For example, chop the onion into fine pieces. So that fine here it means small. Do you understand? Fine pieces. The adverb is formed in the usual way by adding ly. Chop it finely. Do you understand? So it is wrong to say chop it fine here. Look at this. This means good. I am fine. I am doing fine. Do you understand that? So here in the first sentence, I'm fine. Fine is an adjective. In the second sentence, fine is an adverb, and they appear in the same form. Let's look at further example. It's free for children. It's free for children. Children are admitted free. So in it's free for children, that is an adjective. In children are admitted free, that is an adverb. We advocate free speech, that is an adjective. You can speak freely, that is an adverb. Talk about positioning of adverbs of manner. The positioning actually depends on whether they are modifying a verb, a clause, or an adjective. Now, if they are modifying verb, adverbs of manner mostly come directly after intransitive verbs. If you are not sure what intransitive verbs are, check my channel on explanation of kinds of verb and you are going to get the mental picture of what we are talking about. So adverbs of manner most commonly come directly after intransitive verb, that is verb that do not take object. But if the verb is transitive, then the adverb must not come immediately. It can either come before the verb or after the what? After the direct object. For example, he speaks well. The reason why we have well after speak is because speaks is what is an intransitive verb. It does not require what? An object. She walked slowly, because we can have she walked. It makes sense. That's an intransitive verb. Do you understand? So then you now want to add something at the back, which is how did he walk? He walked slowly. But immediately we have a sentence that has object, like the second sentence. The second sentence is Janet wrote the letter. Janet wrote the letter. You now want to answer the question, how did Janet write the letter? It is wrong to say Janet wrote beautifully the letter. No. What you will say is that Janet wrote the letter beautifully. Janet wrote the letter beautifully. Or we can actually say Janet beautifully wrote the letter. Janet beautifully wrote the letter. Now, let's talk about rearranging the order. You may have noticed that in the second example, we can put the adverb first. She quickly walked. Yes, it is also correct because there's something about adverbs. Adverbs are mobile, even up to adverb of the adverbial clause too. They are kind of mobile. That is, we can easily move them and it will still make perfect sense. So she quickly walked is perfectly correct and it adds a bit more emphasis to that quickly. Emphasis to quickly. She quickly walked. So the other can also come after. Janet slowly sang a song is correct. However, for simple sentences that do not require extra word emphasis, it is better for the adverb to come after the word, after the verb, after the verb. And in some cases it cannot come after it. Look at that example. Look at this example. You cannot say he well speaks. No, that is wrong. You cannot say he well speaks. The correct thing is he speaks well. Now, what about if it is modifying? What about if it is modifying clause? Adverbs of manner can also come at the beginning of a sentence, usually set by a comma, which serves to modify the entire clause, because in this case now it's not modifying just one word, it's modifying the entire clause, and so it adds a lot of emphasis to the adverb. Look at the example. Quietly he held the candle aloft. So this quietly is modifying all these. He quietly held the candle aloft. So although they are both quite close in meaning, we can see how the first sentence places much emphasis on the adverb quietly. You can see Quietly, he held the candle aloft. In the second example, the adverb is only modifying what? Held. How did he what? How did he hold the candle? He quietly hold the what? The candle. He quietly held the candle. But that first one is what? Is modifying the whole clause. It's giving us, it has more what? More impact. Now, what about if it is modifying adjective? If it is modifying adjectives, adverbs of manner can also be used to describe adjectives, giving them an extra depth or dimension of character. In contrast to verbs, adverbs of manner always come before the adjective that they modify. You cannot change the order. The book was beautifully profound. The simple sentence is the book was profound. How? The book was beautifully profound. The prisoner remained stoically silent. So it is wrong to say, darling, you are brave wonderfully. No. You can say, darling, you are wonderfully brave. I do hope you understand that. Before we round up, let's quickly answer these few questions. Number one, what is the common way to form an adverb of manner? Is it to use an adjective in the phrase or add ly to the end of the adjective, use like or as? You have to know them by heart. What's the answer to that question? The answer is option B. Option B. Option B, which is add ly. Number two, how is an adverb formed from an adjective ending in ic? How? Is it by adding ly? Is it by dropping the ic and adding y? Is it by using the adjective in the phrase, or by changing the ending to icaly? Remember, it is by changing the ending to icaly, like enthusiastically. 3. Where does an adverb of manner come in a sentence if it is modifying the clause? It is mostly at the what? At the beginning of that sentence. At the beginning of that sentence. Number 4. Which of the following is an adverb of manner? Strongly, hourly, usually, very. What is your answer? The answer is strongly. Strongly. Number 5. Identify the adverb of manner in the following sentence. I never knew how absolutely lovely it is to have such wonderfully loyal friends like them. What is the answer? The answer is what? Let me give you time. The answer to that question is wonderfully. Wonderfully. Please don't be confused. The adverb of manner there. Don't be confused. Lovely is an adjective while absolutely is an adverb of degree. We have finally come to the end of this lesson on adverbs of manner. If you got value, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment or question in the comment section, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.